Thank you so much for joining me. Today is the first video in my 25 Days of Christmas series. And I'm the type, I like to do Christmas mostly in December. So that's why I'm making these videos for the month of December. I'm using this Operation Right Home sketch, and of course you can always pause here, get the measurements, and cut your paper so that way you can follow along with me, and I'll also have it as a picture-in-picture while we're doing the videos. So as we go along here, I've already kind of pre-cut my items, and I knew I wanted to use some chipboard elements because not all the time do we use those on cards, but I wanted to show, like, with the different Christmas collections, that is an option for you. So on this one, I'm using the chipboard pieces for my sentiment and my image. So with that being said, the sketch is showing in basically a vertical, and I'm going to change it to more of a horizontal look. It's going to be the same layout, but it's just going to have the horizontal feel as far as because of the way that my chipboard image is. Since it's a car, I want it to make sense, you know? I don't want it to look like it's just floating in midair. So for my base cards, I mostly use A2 size. If I use a different size, I will let you guys know. As during the series, you know, doing the same size card can get a little boring. So, you know, we may do a square card here and there. I can't remember all the cards I did, so there's a good chance that I might be talking crazy. Well, let's just keep going. Our base card, our base of the card is going to be 4 by 5 1/4. That's the pattern paper. And then our matte piece is going to be 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. I like 3 1/8 inch. I tend to want, how do I explain? I don't like as much of a border. I know a 1/4 inch doesn't seem like a whole lot, but sometimes when you're doing these layers of pattern papers, I want to see the paper more than I want to see the mat. Does that make sense? So that's why I only do 1/8 of an inch. I want a little bit of separation, but I still want to be able to enjoy the paper itself. And then I'm just laying out my other pieces so I can make sure everything is going to lay correctly. And on this particular one, I didn't mat all of my layers. I just did the base and then the second piece with the flowers. And then this one with the cocoa and the ice skates and some of the woodland animals. I think there's a deer, a reindeer. I'm just going to lay that straight down. And then for my white piece, I'm just going to basically glue that down. And if you don't want it to be that stark white, you can use like the matte color, the craft, I believe is the color that I use for my matte pieces. So that could work too. And then that way it would be more subtle. It wouldn't be so stark white. So I'm just laying these down, trying to figure out exactly where I want to put my images. And then I'm going to peel the backing off of my chipboard element. And with these, I do put a little bit of art glitter glue on the back. I just want to make sure it definitely sticks. It does have adhesive on the back, but you know, it just makes me feel better knowing that it's definitely going to stay down and not peel off when the recipient gets it. So we're taking the back off of this sentiment as well, also adding art glitter glue to that. And then I'm going to attach it right in the upper left. And then I was thinking, should I do some Nuvo drops? And I decided to grab my red just to give it a little something on that image where the car is. And on this one, I did leave it as vertical. It's still using the chipboard pieces, but with the Santa and the sentiment on the upper right. And like I said, it's just, I think with this particular sketch, it allows you to be able to use something other than just your stamps. You know, a lot of us have other crafting supplies like ephemera, these chipboard pieces, and you can still have a really nice Christmas card using those items as well. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and share button. And of course, hit the little bell so that way you get an alert anytime that these videos are being uploaded, which, like I said, for the next 25 days, you'll be getting one a day. Just to give you inspiration as we get closer to Christmas. Thanks again, you guys, and have a great day.